Hello everybody, it's me, Filipino Ball, 630. I am going to be doing a Godzilla movie ranking video since I watched 12 Godzilla movies. Yeah, I even watched -1. So, I'm gonna start with the Godzilla 2014. We're starting with the MonsterVerse before the Toho. So, I mean, the Mutos are pretty cool villains. And Godzilla 2014 is kind of weak compared to the others, but who gives a shit? This is a movie ranking video. So the Mutos are pretty good in design. There's this cool fight scene over here where the male Muto and the female Muto try to gang up on your Godzilla. Then it ends up failing horribly. Godzilla wins every movie. So my overall rating for 2014 is gonna be somewhere 7 out of 10. It's great, but it's not great compared to the other movies. So let's head on to the other movies, I guess. Okay, next movie we got up on our list is Skull Island. This is a good movie as well. All MonsterVerse movies are goated. So, there was 2 fight scenes in here. One was Kong versus Skullcrawler, and then the second one was Kong versus Ramarak. For any of you non-MonsterVerse fans, Ramarak is the big Skullcrawler, so this movie was great. And screw the guy that hates Kong. My overall rating for Kong Skull Island is going to be somewhere around an 8.5 out of 10. It's a good movie as well, not gonna lie. Now we're gonna move on to the next movies. Next up here we have Godzilla King of the Monsters. It was pretty great. The effects here were good as well. Like how King Ghidorah summons lightning and how the entire city gets burnt down by Thermo Godzilla. And this is the only movie that Thermo Godzilla appears in. So King of the Monsters is a great movie. I think it's better than Godzilla x Kong, to be honest. Speaking of Godzilla x Kong, we'll get to that later. Overall rate for King of the Monsters is a 9.5 out of 10. I mean, King Ghidorah is one of my favorite villains as well. So, let's head on to the next movie. The next movie we have here is Godzilla vs. Kong. Every movie, there's a new villain introduced. Like Monarch Legacy of Monsters, we get to see the Iron Dragon. Godzilla vs. Kong, we get to see Mechagodzilla, which is this fella in the screen right now. Godzilla King of the Monsters, we got to see King Ghidorah. Godzilla x Kong, we get to see the Scar King. Kong Skull Island, we got to see the Skullcrawler and Ramarak. And 2014, we got to see the Mutos. Now, Mechagodzilla has a really cool design, especially how it can shoot rockets and how it's a jetpack. Godzilla was pretty much tired, that's why he couldn't fight back against Mechagodzilla. So my overall rating for Godzilla vs. Kong, 8.5 out of 10. The character design is pretty cool, and the effects are great, especially the atomic breath for Mechagodzilla. Now we're gonna move on to the next movie, which is Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire. This was one of the greatest MonsterVerse movies I've ever watched too, which is behind King of the Monsters. Godzilla x Kong was the reveal of two new characters. Actually, three. There's Zuko, which is the mini Kong according to humans. Scar King, the aggressive ass leader of the monks, or what people call sinister little orangutan. And Shimo, aka the mother of all titans. Yeah, this is Shimo right now. The effects on here were amazing. And Zuko's backstory, that was sad as hell. His caretaker, he fucking died. And Zuko went on a emotion tantrum. Stop it, Jeff. So Godzilla x Kong gets a 9.5 out of 10. Slightly behind King of the Monsters. Can you stop it, Jeff? Okay. Moving on to the next movie, which is Godzilla -1. I think this is Toho. Well, like, Godzilla -1 was kinda, not better than the others, but it's still a good movie. To be honest, -1 is smaller than Kong. So, I give the overall movie somewhere like a 7 out of 10 as well. I think 2014 is better than it, so yeah. Now we're going to move on to the next Toho movie, which is Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. This is one of the best Toho movies ever. I mean, look at this cute little boy over here. My boy Zilla. This guy got introduced firstly into Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. And boy, he is cute as hell. He grows up to be an adult in Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, by the way. However you pronounce that shit. Godzilla vs. Destoroyah, I'll just say that. And Space Godzilla's design actually looked pretty dope, not gonna lie. His abilities are cool as well. So, I'd say, like, the movie gets an overall 9 out of 10. It's pretty cool. And my boy Zilla. The next movie we have up here is Godzilla vs. Destoroyah. Or Destroya. How do you pronounce this shit? Anyways, this is the movie that Burning Godzilla gets introduced in. And boy, I can confirm this was a sad movie. Because Godzilla Jr., aka the grown-up Zilla, he died. This was one of the best movies in Toho as well. I can't really decide which is a better movie, Godzilla vs. Destoroyah or Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. But yeah, this is also a great movie. I'm gonna put this in, I'd say a 9.2 out of 10. I think it's better than Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla in my opinion. Destroya also mid-diff Space Godzilla, apparently. He was also able to damage Burning Godzilla, so yeah, moving on to the next movie. Here we have Godzilla vs. Biollante. Or, how do you pronounce this? Is it Biollante or Biollante? I'll just go with Biollante, I guess. So, Godzilla vs. Biolante was pretty cool. Biolante's design itself is kind of cursed but cool as well. It looks like a mutated plant. I actually thought they were heads, but it's just tentacles. Yeah, Godzilla himself looks so different in Toho. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this overall movie rating. It's an 8.5 out of 10. It's not that bad, I guess. I mean, the effects were decent. It was in the 19th century, so yeah, I'm gonna head on to the next movie. Godzilla vs. Gigan. Well, I just only watched like 6 minutes of it, but I'm still gonna include it. So, Gigan himself has a pretty impressive design. He also has these claw that easily can slice a plane in half. Literally did on the intro earlier. And special thing about this is there are multiple Gigans. There's one pink type and one blue type. And apparently Godzilla had white atomic breath. I can show you right now. So if we time skip, let's just go to here. Boom! Oh my god! He destroyed the entire damn city. With his white atomic breath, that is pretty OP. And I don't know who wins, that overcharged Godzilla versus Burning. Either way, I'm gonna give the short movie ranking, it's an 8.5 out of 10. It's better than Godzilla vs. Violent, to be honest. Or Violante. How do you pronounce that shit? Here's the next short movie I watched, which is Godzilla vs. Megalon. I didn't know what was Megalon at first. I was thinking of Megalodon. Yeah, I'm serious. Even Gaddafi Time thought of that when I told him about it. So apparently, Megalon is another type of Titan robot with its own abilities as well. He can make a massive drill by combining his arms and like also make a lightning. Bro thinks he's King Ghidorah. Megalon lost. So the ranking for Godzilla vs. Megalon is, I'd say, somewhere around an 8.7 out of 10. I think it's slightly better than Godzilla vs. Gigan. So, just my opinion. Now we're going to head on to the last, but not least, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. Yes, I have watched this. And I gotta tell you, Rodan is in this movie. And Godzilla gained back his red atomic breath. What is Toho's obsession with red atomic breath? So, like, what happens in the movie is Mecha King Ghidorah actually gets introduced here, but he serves no purpose there. He only gets used in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, which I don't know if I'll watch that movie. Anyways, Rodan apparently revives Godzilla after Mechagodzilla knocks him out. The Mechagodzilla in Toho is different, by the way. So, my overall rating is 9.3 out of 10. They also have a Godzilla Jr. in here. Or Zilla. They also have another baby. Yeah. He shows up somewhere in the movie. Well, Turkish Ball is gonna watch it, so he's gonna find out. And yeah, that's it for the movie ranking video of Godzilla, MonsterVerse, and Toho movies. I'll plan to watch some more, but not all of it. Not all 38 of the movies. So yeah, I guess this is it. Goodbye.